Test, 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 test. Test 1, 2, 3. Test 1, 2, 3.
Is it live?
Yep.
Testing what?
Yeah, testing out. Can you do like,
Just talk?
like a loud cheer and soft stuff? I don't know. Make sure it's not clicking.
Soft. Up. Up. Down. Up. And steady. And more. It's all good? We live? We good? All right, ladies and gentlemen, the season for 2025-2026 begins now for the game 2 of both series as the JV RoughRiders take on their long-awaited rivals from the east of the Dubuque Saints. This will be our first JV stream of the season, as last week, let's just say we had a lot of technical difficulties and we're not able to get it finished in time. Luckily, we were able to get the varsity game, but now this will be our first actual broadcast of this group of this team, as they lost 8-0 last week against the Des Moines Capitals. Tough week for them, looking to rebound back strong here in this game against a very big-time divisional opponent, as we're all, I don't know what, oh, we're waiting for the pucks. I guess we're all just huddled around by our own net while Dubuque's over by their bench and whatnot. All right, let's get this. And there's the Rough Rider chant over by the net. Let's see. Well, if anybody's wondering about the website, the whole Midwest High School Hockey League, the website is up and ready and rocking. It's working. You can just search it up. It's a new website this year, and it should have all the stats, teams, and scores around the league. And this is the only game today for a Wednesday. So this should be a good, fascinating matchup. As pulling up the starting lineups. Starting at center, we have ourselves Dylan Lorenzen, number 11 as a freshman. Starting left winger, Drake Gunkel, number 9 as a junior. And then we have right wing, number 90, Aiden Lukaska, number 90 as a sophomore. And starting left defenseman, we have Carson Schilling, also as a junior, number 65. And then we have number 26, right defenseman, Ava Weed. And then in the netminder tonight, we have ourselves number 72 making his debut, Maximo Monteguise. That's going to be a fun name to say today, as the Riders and Saints are off and under away here for this matchup. As the puck goes deep inside our own zone, Weed looks almost intercepted just out in front of Lukaska. Trying to pick up the puck is Dubuque. Saints up in the middle of the air, swings it back around, indirect pass in front. Good body there by Schilling as he puts it in deep. As he takes a little fist out to the neck too as well. Lukaska on the attack. Back in, indirect. Pass for Dubuque. The Saints going down the ice. Over by the corner. Able to knock him off the puck there was Gavin Fry. And the puck goes over towards the net as Maximo Monteguise will get on the side and just wrap up the puck. As he goes in for the cover. Bringing out the Gavin Fry line as he has Owen Newland and Reese Lunan as his wingers. We have Mitchell Nye and Noah Baxter for the defenseman duo in the back. As Baxter puts it in deep, it's rolling over towards the net. That's going to go past the red line. That's going to be icing. So far, no official shots on goals in this game, as we are still under a minute to go into the hockey game. So I will assure you there will be quite a bit of shots on goals in this game. Deep down the ice, the puck goes off the boards. Cedar Rapids trying to get on top of it. Saints try to move it up against the boards, underneath, trying to get on top of it. Saints with it. Moves it over to the other side of the ice. Good pressure by the Riders. Saints able to break it outside, but they give it right back to Nye. Mitchell looks up ahead. He puts it in deep. Saints pick it up. Line change for a bunch of Riders. Gavin Fry on for the forecheck. And the puck goes deep again. It goes over to the Cedar Rapids end. No icing. A little bit of a miscommunication there, but Lees can't be able to corral it. Tried to get it out to Keegan Phillips. Gavin Fry picks it up. Inside the zone he goes, backhands it deep, knocked away over by the goaltender. Collision in the corner, Cedar Rapids picks it up. Gavin Fry passes it out in front over to the point, Schilling. Now he receives it once again, back down below, Phillips off the wall looking for a shot, he missed it wide. Out in front, Leeskamp unable to get on top of the puck to keep it inside of the zone, and a much needed change for the visitors as Dubuque will get all freshmen on the ice. Kellen Leeskamp loses it. He corrals it backhanded past the Galucius. It went off of his stick. Back out around. Dubuque puts it rimming off the boards in front. Able to keep it in was Carson. Back around in the corner. Sawyer needs support as it goes over towards the middle and picked up by the Saints. Dubuque over off his teammate. Turned over. Nolan tried to get a shot off. Couldn't get a lot of wood off of it though. Able to break it out. Saints skating over to the right side. Puts it in deep. Trying to get behind Baxter. Noah holding his ground. And somebody losing an edge. As the Cedar Rapids end. The Varsity team letting him have it. Back down behind the net. Just waiting. Sawyer back around. Trying to get on top of him. Nora Severson tried to get on top of him as well. Saints with the puck. Fires it towards the net off the glove there. A Max, and it goes over in front. Reese Lunan with it now. Stick checked away by the Saints. Oh, falling over. It didn't goes in for a little hit at the end. Could have been very dangerous, but luckily he was too far away from the boards to make any contact. Over by the bench, picked up by the Saints. Hill coming in, cruising through the line. Hill looking outside, backhands it in deep. He's going to go for a line change. Saints able trying to cycle it down below, puts a shot on the net. And the first real test of the night there for Monty Geese as he's able to make the save. As he was holding the right post in strong as the puck came down below over by his pads. Number 40 in black looks really tall for a JV player. He's trying to get right on top of Drake. Now he's coming in over on Carson. Tried to throw a hit on him. Back around by the corner. Back around by the net. Carson moves it up ahead. Lukaska unable to corral all the way. Dubuque with some miscommunication as well. Here we go. Cedar Rapids opportunity to get the puck to the net. Hit a stick in front. Able to pick it back up to the point. Ava Weed with it now. Puts it down back into the corner. Up ahead. Goes over the other side of the net. Saints with it. Man right on top of him. Able to stand his ground, and the Saints pick it back up. Lukaska back around. In front of the net there. Shot there by Dylan. And knocked away though by the Dubuque netminder. Best opportunity of the game for both teams. Here comes Dubuque the other way. Good sticks out of the way there, and the Saints unable to get the shot off on the net. Randall with it, making a move. Skating up ahead, cycles it down below. Schilling with a man racing back right on top of him. Corner, puts it down below the red line again. Cedar Rapids trying to move it outside of the zone. Up on the wall, defenseman of a shot knocked away. Saints with it, puts it behind the net. Dubuque with it, one man on top of him. Back around, Dubuque, skating with it by the wall. Hit a skate and now almost skates out of his own end. Cedar Rapids trying to chip it out. Up against the wall, picked up again. Randall, sharp angle shot in front. Picked up and shot over to the chest. Montaguese as he covers that one. The Fry line back on the ice. As Gavin will take the face off against number 27, Palmer, for the Dubuque Saints. Off the draw, Cedar Rapids wins it, gives it back out to Dubuque, though. Behind the net. Almost picked up. Both teams had a chance to pick it up. Nobody could get it. Owen Newland on the outside. Throws it in towards the net, and it's gloved up in front as the goaltender was standing up as he made the save. Face off to the right of the Dubuque goaltender. Looks like two defensemen are coming off for Dubuque. Two will be coming in to replace them. Everybody now in position. Saints win the face-off back out to the weak side now. Saints trying to chip it out, able to keep it in though. That was Reese Lunan on the chase there to keep the puck inside the zone. Saints back over by the wall, trying to go in direct, and it goes off a stick and goes up into the penalty box. And the dude in the penalty box caught a one arm as he throws it back over to the referee. That was a pretty nice catch, I gotta say. Nolan Almquist's line at center ice. 2 versus 27, cleanly won by Nolan. Baxter back in our own end. Cedar Rapids indirect pass. Mitchell Nye just throws it up ahead. Up to the point now. Dubuque looking a shot. Missed the net. Out the other way. Galusha tried to get on top of it. Losing his stick in the process was Baxter. Trying to go back at it. And the puck here knocks the stick out of the way. Good check there by Mitchell. As the Saints have the puck right now. Over by the wall. Picked up by Keegan Phillips. Takes a check. And Hill possesses it for the Saints. Off a stick in front of his winger, trying to skate back up on the play. Here comes Baxter, and oh, he took a stick up high, and he's feeling his gloves over by his head. That's going to be a penalty for sure. As you can see the snow all over his pants and legs as he's holding his neck/throat. Clearly in pain as he goes over to the bench. Up here, we couldn't get the best look at it. There's no penalty? No, there's no penalty, ladies and gentlemen. Leeskamp tries to fire a shot over towards the net. Maybe he got cut. I'm not sure. It's hard to tell. I'm looking over at him at the bench right now to see if there's any cuts or any bruises. Not to my knowledge that there is any, but that's the second time of the year where he really, with that boarding time, that wasn't called, and now this, having a little bit of a rough go, but he'll be back on the ice pretty soon. This JV team will definitely need him. Leeskamp moves it outside of the zone, all the way deep over into the Dubuque's end. Saints with it now. Defenseman moves it back out in front, looking. Wide open option in front. One touch pass in front. Knocked away. Saints defenseman stepping up. Almost ran him into his own man. Trying to play the puck was Lamb. Now Powell will get inside the zone. Cedar Rapids just chips it up away. Saints gives it up to Lukaska. Lukaska in front. Fires it in front down. And knocked away. And a little bit of some extra pushing and shoving in front of the goaltender too while we're at it. Same line will stay on the ice for Cedar Rapids, it looks like, at the moment. Lorenzen will take the face-off. Offensive draw for Cedar Rapids. Wins it back. Lukaska tries to throw towards the off his own teammate. Dylan with it. Shoots and he scores! The first goal of the season. Dylan Lorenzen buries it. And it's 1-0 Cedar Rapids with 7:38 left to go in the first period. It was chaotic, but that's the way we like it here in Cedar Rapids as the Riders, after not having a single goal all in the first game, lead the game. It all started with a good face-off win. Won it back immediately, tried to throw it on towards the net, hit a body in front, picked up the rebound, and Dylan knows that the goaltender out of position, waited, poised, waiting, then he fires it to the open side of the net on the right side. Beautiful way to start off this game for the Riders. Back over by the boards now. Bodies out in front, tried to throw it towards the net again. Lunan in front. Picked off the ice on that one, though. Saints down below. Hit off Elise Camp's stick. Saints trying to go in front. Underneath. Moves it out to the corner. Oh, there's a big cross-check there by Gavin as he got him really good up in the head. Like underneath in his throat area. That's a mistake he knows he shouldn't have done. But nevertheless, a 2-minute minor will be the result as Gavin Fry will be guilty of the first penalty of the matchup. Cedar Rapids with 4 shots on goals. Dubuque with 3. Dolan Almquist, Keegan Phillips, Mitchell Nye, Noah Baxter for this penalty kill unit. Baxter in front with the puck, forehand pass out to Nye, out in front, beautiful as it gets out to Keegan, as Keegan Phillips puts it in deep. Behind the net, Saints with it. Skating back up ice, drops it in front, back behind the net, the Saints wait. Trying to recycle and get the flow going here down the ice. Cutting out to the left. Now for the middle now. Very contested. It could have been knocked outside of the zone. And there we go. There's going to be a penalty on Dubuque. A good roar of applause there, but a Cedar Rapids varsity team. As Cedar Rapids and Dubuque will be 4-on-4 for the next minute and 30 seconds. Four-on-four wise, we're going to have Owen Newland is going to take the face-off, it looks like. Carson Schilling gave a lead for the defenseman, and we have Aiden Lukaska as the winger. The lone winger, in fact, as he switches sides over, back over towards the goaltender. And then now Dubuque has their player finally. Saints pick up the puck. They possess it behind the net. Rounding around the net there was Newland. In front, they got a man wide open back in front, picks it up, dropped it the last second, able to recover though. Cedar Rapids take it away. Schilling drops it back out behind. Newland tries to make a move, and he gets shouldered up ahead by the glass and tripped up in front as the Dubuque player completely lost his edge. Now we'll go sliding past the Mullen with it now. Moves in front to Lukaska, who drops it. Saints feeling a check there by Lukaska, and now that's going to be a penalty. Bunch of penalties in those last couple of minutes. Here come the Saints the other way, making a move in front, driving over towards the net. Saints back around with the puck. Inside tried to make another move, and Cedar Rapids finally able to touch up. And so that power play that was probably going to happen is no more. I should say that was going to happen, not probably. So 4-on-3, you don't see that a whole lot. Schilling and Baxter for defense. And then we have Drake Gunkel, the lone forward. Now Carson, somebody's got to take the face off. 9 versus 3. And it's a 1 back over towards the boards. Schilling tried to chip it out in front. Popping up puck. Tried to go in for the hit. He knocked over his man. Saints with it now. Going past Mitchell. Looking, shooting him. A pad save. Baxter feeling his head. Looking in. Skating away from him. Trying to drive with the puck. And running right back into Noah. Gives him a little shove. And the puck moved all the way outside of the zone. Bad look and a bad read there by the Dubuque. Saints with it. Here's another bad read. Stolen away by Gunkel. Making a move but taken away. Saints with it now. Final 3, 2, 1 left on the penalty for Fry. Back on the ice. And a shot missed, and he's going to get the rebound. Off the wall. Fry coming straight to the bench. Phillips on the ice for him. Good stick check in front as the Saints will bring it outside of their zone. Fugger with it. Fugger back around, wrapping through towards the blue line. Driving through, 2-on-1 at the moment. Fires and he scores! Top shelf, left corner, and the Saints have tied the game. A nice individual effort there. And Dubuque answers here on this 4-on-4. You could feel it from the pressure of the visitors that something was going to go. And eventually they were able to get just enough on that shot. As we're all back to square one. Off the draw. Saints pick it up. Still at 4-on-4 for another 5 seconds at least. Back around. Saints enter inside the zone. Fry tried to hit him. Leeskamp over by the corner. Leeskamp trying to make the check, but he goes over from behind. Back around. 19 in black skating through. Drops it off out in front. Randall from the point. Down the other way. Carroll's out to the left. Hill leaves it in front. 19 for the Saints. Moves it up ahead. Top of the point. Hill out to the left. Randall, open shot, looks. Fires and scores! Off the post! Back-to-back goals for the Dubuque. And he snipes this one past Max Montaguese. And the Saints, all the momentum in this game so far now. Cedar Rapids unable to get enough defensive zone pressure and ultimately gave the Saints way too much time and space. Gunkel now comes out. Did they give Aiden a 2 and a 10? I think they did because he's still inside the box. So Cedar Rapids will be without him for a while. Puck is out in front of the net now. Gunkel tried to get it last second. Open man back down in front. Missed the pass, though, as he failed to get it to tall boy number 40. I got to catch his name. Mitchell, I think it says. Just got to get my back to him. Oh, I'll get his name later. Back over to the draw. One back over. Saints possess it over by the corner. Cedar Rapids looks up in front, tried to get it to Weed, but the stick in the way and the confusion in front as the puck leaves the zone. Saints now goes past Sawyer. Leaves it in front to Schilling. Open ice. Dubuque puts it up in front forward. Weed puts it back up ahead. Contested area. Gunkel throws it off of his stick. Up the middle it goes. Weed loses it. Here come the Saints again. Shooting over. Missed the net, though. Back over by the Cedar Rapids bench. Brogan trying to get on top of it. Back out the Weed. Moves it up ahead. Saints on top of it. Skating. Almost knocked down on the way. Up ahead. Fry trying to get on top of it. Turn back over and a terrible shot in front as he completely missed that one. Defenseman picks it up. Backhanded pass out to the D partner. Saints moves it across the other side of the ice. Off a stick, picked up by Dubuque. Puts it off another teammate skating that goes in deep. Back over by the boards. Nye tries to move it up ahead forward. Picked up. Up ahead, Saints. Throw it back off a stick of Nye. Mitchell puts it up ahead over by the boards. Able to keep it in for a second, but tail stolen away by Gavin Fry with a move on the way looking. Gets the shot off still, and he's crunched up against the boards. And Lunan tried to pass it in front. Nobody there home, though. Back in front, Nye. Stolen away. Here come the Saints. Cut Cedar Rapids out of position, and he dropped his stick. Underneath, back out to the Cedar Rapids defenseman, Lunan. Up ahead, dropped it. Saints, backhanded pass, they receive it. Up ahead, they look the other way of the ice. Knocked down. Here comes Cedar Rapids in front of a shot. Pat out of the way, though. Good opportunity. In a great area right there as he was right on top of the puck. Saints out in front. Driving left side. Pulls back up. Looking up ice. Here's an option. Tried to get the one-timer as he fell over. Couldn't get any power off the shot. Moves it to Almquist. Off of his stick. Backs through with it. Making a move. Backhands it in deep. Saints with it. Behind the red line. Moves it in directly. Up ahead, through the middle, up in front. Couldn't get it to his teammate. He's going to get it right past Montegeese, though. As we will have a face-off with 1 minute and 18 seconds left to go in this first period. Over to the left of the Dubuque netminder. Off the draw. Cedar Rapids had on their stick for a second. And now the Saints trying to break it out in front. Here's a 2-on-1. Powell with it. Alone shooting. Save made there. Maximo Montegeese with the save. Able to stare him down all the way. Good job by the defenseman taking away the passing option. As Montegeese was able to do the rest. Drop of the puck by the boards. Trying to pick it up. Indirect. Here comes Gunkel. Foot race. The puck's going to go in too deep, though. It's going to be icing. Good effort, though, by Drake. As he slams his skate up against the boards. Fry versus Randall for the face-off. Off the draw, up in front, wins it back in front for Dubuque. Defenseman has it outside of the zone, trying to enter back, falling over in front of the referee. Dubuque in front, trying to gate in, throws it towards the middle, gets stuck in front. It goes back towards the Saints as they throw it back towards the boards. Schilling picks it up, indirectly goes up ahead, unable to get on top of the Cedar Rapids forwards. Back to help by the boards. Lunan tries to get on top of it. Now Weed up ahead. One timing shot there. Nothing on top of it, though. Saints possess it. Pulls back up. Looks the other way. Contested pass knocked away, but they still have possession. Top of the blue line. Able to keep it in and knocked out at the last second now. Saints trying to get one last rush opportunity before the period ends. It's down to 10 seconds. You can hear the communication from up here. Saints, one last time. Good stick in the way, though, by Reese. That should end the opportunity, and that will end the period as well. As the score after the first frame is 2-1 in favor of the visitors here. 6-6 for shots and goals apiece. As both teams having a good balance of defense and offense. As the Riders had a very good period for the most part, besides that free 4 or 5 minute stretch with all those penalties and where we let up 2 goals in a row. But overall had a very strong start, especially scoring first, as statistics do prove that whoever scores first is more than likely going to win the game. But overall, a pretty entertaining game so far. As this is the first JV game with 5 defensemen, as the last regular season game and the preseason games, JV only had 4 defensemen, so it's got to feel pretty nice now for the D to get extra rest and get a bit more jump on the ice when they're on, at least. So, and then for the forwards, we have 4 lines. We have 2 players on the 4th line. So overall, a lot of good depth for this team. A lot of options we can use. And when I look over here at the penalty box, it's pretty filled. There's like 2, 4, 6. There's like 6 people in there. Pretty packed house, if I don't say so myself. And there's no players in there right now.
At the end of the first period, it's RoughRiders 1, Dubuque Saints 2.
So Lukaska's going to go back into the box.
Let's go, Rider fans. We need to hear a little sound, a little something from you here.
So I think Lukaska's going to be coming back in a couple minutes, or relatively soon, off his 2 and a 10. On the ice, the defenseman Carson Schilling, Ava Weed, and for the forwards, Drake Gunkel, Dylan Lorenzen, with the man who's got the only goal for Cedar Rapids so far. And then we have Sawyer Brogan. The stick taps up against the boards could be heard throughout the arena. Period 2 going to be underway. Or at least I hope at least. As Carlson taking his sweet time waiting for both the goaltenders to be ready, even though they are. But hearing on that, I actually drop it off underneath. The Saints pick it up. Skating with it. Up on the bench. In front. Angled away there by Weed as he fell over to his feet. In front, wide open man in front, big time save. Monteguise able to stay on top of himself, and it throws over towards the net, bounces behind. He was caught up over on the side, like behind the net, and eventually, after a bunch of just flinging their sticks and knocking at the back of the net, eventually the referee calls the whistle. Face off, one back for Cedar Rapids. Baxter puts it in deep. Over in front, Dubuque goes D to D. Inside the neutral zone, moves it across the ice. Trying to skate on top of it. Tries to move it up ahead. Saints pick it up by the blue line up the center of the ice. Go over top of the net. Saints back around, a man on top of him. By the side, the boards, moves it up ahead, looking on the way for a shot, throws it towards the net. Deflection last second as it levels it high up ahead over by the glass. Back on the ice now, Riders and Saints battling for it by the boards. In the neutral zone, moves it in front. Saints with it. Man on the attack there, that's Lunan. Up in front, falling over was a Saint. And the Saints have it once again. Dubuque with it. Skating up ahead, tries to get past Almquist. It goes deep towards the goaltender. Leeskamp, shoulder checks, looks up ahead, feels a body needing some support. Almquist goes in there. Up ahead, Dubuque with the puck, making a move, jangling through, open shot in front and knocked away. Another save made there by Max. And falling over was the defenseman trying to keep the puck inside the zone. Carson tried to get on top of it. Nolan up ahead, throws it off the boards. Back out to the defenseman. Here's a shot in front, pat of the way. Out over to the right. Carson puts it up ahead forward. Moves it outside of the zone, but picked up by the Saints once again. Free and black through the blue line, up ahead. Driving forward. Here's a shot in front. Bracing for impact there as the save is made. As the Saints overall pretty dominant start to the second period, as they already have 4 shots on goals, as they lead the shots on goal category 10-6. Cedar Rapids needs an extra man. I don't know what. Oh, there's Gavin. There we go. Now we're all leveled. Off the draw, one back towards the boards. Flips it up ahead. Saints couldn't get a lot of wood off of that. Here he takes another shot. Back over towards the boards. Saints pick it up. Rounding through over by the Kane sign. Back around. Underneath. Almost stolen away. Chipped up ahead by Galucius. Up ahead. The puck goes. Saints pick it up on their own end. Phillips, the lone forechecker at the moment, gets knocked down off a skate in front as it goes over to the weak side. Galucius trying to meet his man. Up ahead as the puck leaves and goes right for the middle of our own 2 defensemen. It's given away. Baxter tried to make a play. Here comes Lamb in front. Powell with a shot. Hit his own man off the skate. Off of Galucius' stick. Dubuque with it now. Defenseman looks up ahead. Tried to get the pass off. And now we decide to give it right back to him. A lot of time and space for the Saints to go to work. Up in front. Lamb again for the right side this time. Here's a shot towards Max in front. Couldn't get on top of it, though. As it goes right over by the boards. Up ahead, Dubuque puts it right towards the netminder, and Cedar Rapids will cover it right back up. And now Carlson, he's calling somebody to go off the ice. I don't know. I couldn't really hear what he was saying over to the coach. Was that a neck guard or I don't know, or a mouth guard maybe not being on? Anyway, Dubuque possesses the puck. And behind the net, the Cedar Rapids RoughRiders look it up in front. Saints put it back in deep again. Ava Weed with it, chips it up ahead. Nora Severson tried to get on top of that puck through the stick and skates. Riders move it off the glass in front. Here comes Brogan. Brogan and sticked away there by Hill. Saints trying to make a move. Schilling. Now off his teammate. He goes indirectly. Almquist puts it outside of the zone. Tap back inside. Time for Schilling to skate it. Backhands it in deep as he skates back around for a line change. Back around Dubuque off the stick. Up through the middle now. Skating with it is 40. Looking, here's a shot. Missed the net. Rebound bounces dangerously in front of the net. Cedar Rapids luckily able to skate it out. But looks like a rider fell in the back. And Lorenzen ran into a man. Dylan cycles it down below the Reese. Reese looks up in front, throws it towards the net. Here's a man in front, tried to get the pass. Here comes Noah Baxter shooting it towards the net. Multiple 6 on top of that puck. And now chipping it outside of the zone. Nye leaves it out for Noah. Up ahead, the Lunan. Dylan falling over in front of the bench. It looks like he got partially tripped. Back down below by the red line in the corner. Over by the Zamboni door. Up in front. Underneath their skates. Dubuque just moves it up to the middle of the ice. Fry tries to get a stick on top of it. Now just sending it, dumping it all the way deep down out to Kellen. Leeskamp in front of his own net. Moves the pass in front. Out the Reese. Luna, man, right on top of him. Knocks his stick out of his gloves. What a pursuit there by 19. Here he comes in on the way. Looks, here's a shot in gloves and snared away there by Max. No problem whatsoever with that save. draw. Trying to possess the puck, Saints. And it goes back towards Montaguese. He knocked it out with his stick. Backing towards the corner. Fry needs some support. Back around, Saints have it behind the net. Stolen away by Gavin. Gavin throws it up ahead off the boards. Norris Everson tries to knock it out as well. Goes in behind the net. Saints first on top of it. Looking around. Moves it towards the middle. Contested pass. Backhanded over towards the crossbar. Right at the corner of the crossbar and the post. And it dinged out to the left side. Here's another shot that whistles wide. Down below, Leeskamp moves it up ahead. Cedar Rapids. Oh, and looking for the long pass out in front. It was knocked away by a body in front. By the Dubuque bench. Nice little reverse hit, though, by Gavin as he gives it to him a little bit. Saints moves it up ahead. Able to move tape to tape, going out to the right side. Still skating with it here is 5. Looking, backhanded pass in front. Block, big block there by Cedar Rapids. Could have prevented the goal right there. As Cedar Rapids a much-needed line change. Saints behind their own net. Keegan Phillips on the attack. Up over past the boards. Off the stick there, a Hill. Dubuque pulls back up ahead. Now looking back up, Bice up ahead. That goes the Ties. Ties enters inside the zone. Patted away the rebound. Goes up ahead. Off another body. Puck goes out the other way. Saints pick it up. Shot off. Oh, man, that's a high-rising puck. You can see it just crash over into the wall. Like right past the bleachers. It's like right over by the Varsity Saints where they're warming up. I'm going to see if one of them picks up the puck. Looks like a parent picked it up instead. Back around. Could be picked off. It isn't, but almost did, though. Baxter moves it up ahead. Too far for Nye. Saints moves it. Didn't even look for the pass. He just sent it right through, hoping a guy would pick it up. Those are hope plays right there. Dubuque up in front, skates top of the circle, looking, tried to get the shot off. Rebound, out of position, and shooting it wide of the net. He had an open look. Cedar Rapids dodging another bullet. Back behind the net, Lorenzen skating up ahead. Forehanded pass is knocked away. Saints trying to get on top of it. Up ahead, the attack from behind there by Drake. Lorenzen up ahead, moves it. Saints back up the middle, out to the right. 16 tried to throw it deep inside the zone, and he does. Cedar Rapids defenseman picks it up, moves it way up ahead, off a stick. Indirect pass, up ahead, diving through on the way. Deep inside the zone, Dubuque goes. Pass Baxter, open man in front, unable to get the shot. Here's another pass out of the defenseman with it, shooting it. Rebound in front, picked up by Gunkel, though. Should be able to lead the zone. Indirect pass that's going to go in for no icing, though. Fresh new riders on the ice. Saints skating out of their own end. Gavin Fry with the angle. Up ahead. It goes out to Carson. Schilling moves it in directly up ahead. Lunan unable to get on top of it. Back out to Carson. In their own zone, flips it up ahead. Lunan having to be ready to get back on top of the puck. Saints have it. Up to the point. Good pressure in front by Gavin as Leeskamp chips it up ahead. Cedar Rapids, man right behind them. Calling for the ice, though, was the Dubuque coach, and he'll get it. As of 5:52, the score remains the same at 2-1 Dubuque. 15 shots on goals for the Saints and 7 for Cedar Rapids. Saints win the draw. Lamb moves it up ahead. Defenseman tried to go D to D. That was a really bad pass. Big miscommunication. It looked like she had no idea that the puck was even coming towards her. We're definitely getting a lot of different defensive duo combinations due to the 5-player lineup for the defensemen. Get to see a lot of different pairings, which is very good for coaching and whatnot, and for experience as well for the players. Coming down around, here come the Saints. Throws it towards the net, he missed it though. Up ahead, feeling a check there on the side there was Almquist. Up ahead, calling for D-to-D. Saints pick it up. Gets the puck back in front, skating around. Trying to cut through the edge, using his speed to his advantage. Drives in front, puts it over top of the net though. Picks it back up, puts it down in deep. Nye with it. Contested pass in front. A man got right in front of Keegan Phillips. Up ahead, turns back around with it. Forehand pass in front, receives it back in front, tried to shovel it towards the net. Galucius now moves it to the open ice. Up ahead, backhands it forward, picked up, throws it in deep. Saints calling for the puck. It's going to go over by the referee. Here he goes, fires a shot out the skate of Nye as it goes in wide. In the neutral zone, Dubuque cruises past the red line, entering inside the zone up ahead, and that's going to be offside as the puck left the zone for just enough time. As you could hear the frustration there from the Dubuque players. Face off top right of the Cedar Rapids RoughRider logo. Underneath, Cowan picks it up, throws it up around the boards. Severson trying to get on top of it. Up ahead, Schilling lost it in front. Mitchell, the Dubuque Mitchell, the tall one, the really tall one. Here's a shot. Sharp angle by the boards and picked up. I think that's Newland. That was Newland who took the face off. We lost it, though. Dubuque possesses. Pressure by Carson. Looking up ahead, middle of the ice. Up in front. Brogan. Up ahead. Couldn't get really anything off that puck. Saints back around. Moves it up ahead. Knocked off his stick. Nora comes up ahead. Knocked down to the bottom of the ice. Up over by the bench. Running into his own man was the two Dubuque people. As it goes in deep. Line change for all the riders. Having to get back on quickly. Luckily, Dubuque is too slow to get this off, or so I thought. Here to come down the ice. Luckily, that shot not even close to being dangerous, though. And deep as the puck goes over towards the red line and icing. Five versus 90 for the draw. One back in front by the Riders. Nye moves it up ahead. The Gunkel moves it up ahead off his backhand. And skating with it is Lukaska. Throws it off a glove. Bouncing puck. Lukaska tried to grab it. Taken back by the visitors. Up ahead. Now stolen away past the blue line. That's going to be offside. I was just about to point that out, but Foxy right on top of it to make the call. Saints win the draw, moves it D-to-D. Off the bench in front. There's a good check, though, as Dylan put his body into a man. Carson picks it up, tries to chip it out. Up ahead from the defenseman with a shot, blocked and knocked away. Aiden Lukaska puts it in deep. Yeah, he didn't like that one at all. That's going to be icing again. Still a one-shot game. Dubuque doing a last little switch around in the last second there of that face-off. Saints feeling the pressure there of Cedar Rapids. Up around, bouncing puck. Schilling tries to get on top of his man. So does Gavin Fry up ahead. Reese Lunan now skating, trying to beat the defenseman. Shoves him up ahead. Saints whiff it. Still skating on top of it. And falling over towards the bench. Fry tangled up with a man now. Up ahead, defenseman whiff it. Up ahead, the ties. Puck stolen away though. For a moment at least. Chipped up ahead. Moves it in front. Schilling. Pass receives it up in front. Lunan's got to look up. And now the Saints possess it. Dubuque moves it up ahead by the Cedar Rapids bench. Ties up ahead. Looking up ice. Past the red line in deep. Couple line change there for the Saints. Almquist up in front. Levels the puck out in front. Unable to get outside of the zone. Throws it towards the goaltender. Felt a stick in front. Indirectly tried to get it out. Saints moves it in front. Backdoor me. Backhanded shot and knocked away. Big time save there by Monteguise. Keeping this game a one-shot hockey game right there. As Dubuque just found the tiny little soft spot in that coverage. Not a bad shot off at all. Just Max just played better. Off the draw. Mitchell Nye moves it up ahead. Too far for Noah, though. Skating right past our defenseman. Running over past Mitchell. Here's a one-timer. Missed the net. As a Dubuque player that was completely away from the play. Just completely lost his edge. And he's leaning. And he's slowly getting off the ice. He eventually makes it. Here's a collision with Phillips. Under a minute to go now. Galushis tried to receive a pass, and it somehow flipped off of his stick and over into the bench as we get a stoppage. Lukasko wins the face-off. Lorenzen battling for the puck. In deep inside the zone. Behind the red line. Looks up ahead. Back to the point. Noah wants a shot. He'll get a shot. But it's going to go off the glass and over into the netting instead. And looks like we're switching up the face-off circle last second. So everybody having to readjust. Back over towards the boards. Up ahead, Saints with it. Looking up ice. Tape the tape. Up in front, battling for possession. Over by the penalty box. Lukaska picks it up. Making a move. Backhanded up ahead. Slowly rising through, and the Saints able to read the play. Somebody trying to pick it up. Both teams down there in that area. In deep, up ahead. Somebody calling behind you as the puck gets chipped up ahead forward. Chips it through. Tried to get a DDD pass, and Gunko unable to get on top of it. Referee hand in the air, now it's down, and the period will end. At the end of two, we have the same score as we did when the period number one ended. As the Zamboni will go on the ice for the ice cut. As the visitors have 19 shots and goals. And your home team, Cedar Rapids RoughRiders, with 7. As according to the scoreboard, we only had 1 shot on goal this entire period. We're going to have to ramp it up here if we're going to win this game. 1 more period to go. We'll see you in a little bit. Let's get this third period underway. Here we go. A 2-1 hockey game as the Saints lead, as they have a 12 shots on goal advantage here, as the Riders really need to step up this period if they're going to have ourselves a chance to win this game. Lukaska, Lorenzen, Gunkel for the forwards, Weed, Schilling for the defenseman, and Monteguise for the goaltender. As we're underway for period number 3, Schilling back on our own end, flips it off the boards. Gunkel stick on top of it. Saints with it back on our own end. Dubuque with it. Swirls back ahead. Head on a steam. Feels a check there from behind. Be able to keep it inside the zone. There was Lorenzen. Up ahead inside the neutral zone. Dubuque skates it. Skating past the defenseman, but the puck rails up ahead off the stick. Back around in the corner now. Saints up ahead. Man on top of him. Still holding on. Dangles through. Makes a pass out to the end. Up ahead, almost taken off of his stick. Behind the net it goes. With it, over by the boards. Drags it back down below. Takes a check there from Lukaska. Saints right on top of it still. Up ahead, looks down below. Almost hit the referee. Immediately passes it back up. And falling over and tripping a Cedar Rapids man in front. Back out to the defense. Looking back around again. Hill looking, shooting up ahead. And Max able to get it right on top of that puck. Just outside of the blue paint to make the save. And now he's skating over to the bench. One hand outside of the glove. Oh, he got his water bottle. Just slightly just rolls it over on the ice. The ice, pretty good surface for that, if I don't say so myself. As the slipperiness, and just has it slide over. Back out to Mitchell. Tries to skate it outside of the zone himself. Here comes Dubuque up in the middle of the ice. Up ahead, out to the right side, puts it in deep, in behind the net. Mitchell puts it up ahead to Keegan Phillips. Tried to get on top of the puck, back out to the defenseman. Able to dangle through, looking up again, couldn't get past the last man in front. Here's a shot, rebound back door, and they bury it. A 2-goal lead for Dubuque. And the Saints with 3 straight goals in this hockey game. And what a way to start off the third period for the visitors, as it only took a minute and 20 seconds to answer. As Cedar Rapids needs a big-time shift here, as they need to stop the momentum right here, right now. Off the draw, underneath. Man fell over. That was the centerman, I believe. Here come the Saints again. Sharp single shot, and rolling outside of the crease to make the save, and a little cross check at the end, though, by Mitchell, giving him a little bit of it. And then a late line change for the defenseman as they put Ava Weed and Carson Schilling on the ice. Off the draw, back in front to Carson. Schilling moves it up ahead. Just a little bit too far for Owen to pick up the puck. Saints with it, looking D to D, moves it out to the forward instead. Picks it up on the bench. Saints tries to move the puck in front. There's a check there by Lunin, but he got absolutely obliterated, though, in the process. Back out to Gavin, hit the referee, bounces up in front. Saints back around, skating through. Almost got through. Here's a shot over towards the net. Underneath, they score! Cedar Rapids makes it a one-shot game. That's Owen Newland with the goal. The hard work pays off in front, creates the turnover, and gets just enough of it off the shot. And Cedar Rapids able to respond here and put momentum back on their side. That was by far the best shift after being scored on all season long for the JV RoughRiders. Coming at a big time, too, against their rivals from out east. As we got 2 RoughRiders with their first ever career goal. Newland with the puck on his stick again. The man who just scored up ahead. Ava Wee tries to move it in front. Off a stick. Dubuque chips it up ahead. Back with it. Carson Schilling throws it up ahead by the bench. Cedar Rapids. Lunin takes the body in front. Now Orr had it for a second. Weed puts it up ahead. Long pass. Didn't even look where it was going, and he puts it over towards the boards. Back around is Dubuque. Behind the net. Fry from right behind. There's a turnover. Throws it towards the net. Bounced off a couple players. Sawyer got the puck again, but now it's taken away. Over by the wall, picked up, kept in by Nye. Wrapping around Sawyer. Centers it in front, off the pad. Absolutely obliterated too. Thrown over towards the boards, and the Saints go back the other way. Here comes Orr on the side. Throws it off the skates there of Noah. And a collision over in the corner. Here's a check there by Noah, throwing his man down, and now he gets tripped over with a man he knocked over. Bouncing puck up ahead towards the corner. Nye up ahead, moves it the Weed, and it gets chipped up ahead. Line change for a Saint. Same thing with their defenseman, too. Saints trying to enter inside the zone. They're offside at the moment. Lorenzen went in for the hit, and now he's going to get the puck back. Sticked off of his possession right there, and it goes rolling over back towards Max. Put a hand on top of that puck. Baxter from behind the net. Spinning away from a man. Goes out the right side. Long and direct pass. Able to get it outside of the zone. Over by the bench now. Good body there by a rider. And now there's going to be a whistle. I think it's on us. Boarding on Drake. They call that a boarding? You guys think that was a boarding? No? Yeah, that's what I was saying. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, he was off balance. He wasn't even that far off, too. I mean, like, I don't know. Yeah. Well, regardless, Cedar Rapids has to bring out the PK unit. Weed right on top of it first. Saints pick it back up. Dubuque. Back out the Randall. Randall moves across ice looking. Holds it. Now he takes a shot. The rebound. Missed the net. Saints back around. Randall with it. Down below by the red line. Underneath. Picks it back over by the top of the face-off circle. Now the middle of the ice. Moves it left side again. Randall looking. He's going to shoot it this time. Completely missed. And off the stick. Barely keeping it inside the zone. Lukaska on the attack. Now Leeskamp right on top of it there for a clear. Everybody's changing. All four new men on the ice. Dubuque taking their time back in their own end. Moves it up ahead. Randall again for the middle of the ice. Out to the right this time. Drops it off in front. Defenseman from the point walking in. Back around with it. Back up ahead, looking, pass down below, looking. Here's a shot up in front to the chest. And Montaguese with the save. We are halfway through the penalty. 10-14 left to go here in this third period. Cedar Rapids doing a good job preventing quality opportunities on this power play so far. Off the draw, Carson Schilling moves it off the glass. Up ahead, picked up. Reese Lunan fell over. Puck still inside the zone. Moves it up ahead, off a stick, leaving the zone in front. Lunan with the attack in front. Back comes 8. 8 in black with it. And behind the net, the Saints. Up the middle. Out to the left side, entering inside the zone. Here comes Free, dragging in. Here's a shot down left side. And Montaguese with the save again. The referee having to get in the way, too, of the players. Making sure there was no rough extra stuff going on. (20 versus 19 for the face-off. It's won back by the visitors. Up ahead, the Saints with it. Up top of the face-off circle. Fanned on the shot completely and stolen away by Mitchell as he slices it all the way deep down on top of the goaltender. As he leaves it out for Hill. Gavin Fry on the attack for the forecheck. The lone forechecker able to create havoc. And they're going to call a penalty on Gavin? What? Whoa. All right, good. Because I was going to say, if that was Gavin, that was... Wait, no, it is on Gavin. No.
For what?
For what? He just forechecked them. It wasn't even like a big body check or anything. What? So both of them? I mean, do you guys have any explanation for this? Because I have no idea why. Well, Dylan's curious too. He's trying to get over from the penalty box. I mean, he's pretty confused. We're all confused on the ice. Even Dubuque is. Just look at him. Yeah, I don't know. Well, after that confusing play, we return back to action. Saints with it back in their own end, almost got it turned over. Lorenzen on the attack, and here comes Gunkel from right outside of the box. Cedar Rapids is at full strength. Saints put it in deep, back behind the net. Up ahead, Dubuque looking, feels a check there from Mitchell in the corner. Up ahead, Kellen, too far away for Aiden. He didn't even have a chance. And that's going to go past the red line and an icing. Offensive face-off for Dubuque. Off the draw, back over towards the corner. Schilling just leaves it out in front. Saints defenseman puts it up in front. Sticked away, falling over, getting back on top of his feet. And now Cedar Rapids has possession. Lorenzen, a man right behind them, just flips it up ahead in deep. Lukaska with one man to beat. Saints pick it up. Oh, what a hit there in the corner. Lorenzen just ran him over. And Carlson right on top of him for the penalty. As out of nowhere, Dylan just slammed him. And now they're skating Dylan over towards the bench. I think they're ejecting him. Wow. And he had a heck of a night, too, and he's done. So, how does that work for the varsity game? Because he's supposed to be playing. So, is he ejected for that game, too?
I don't know. He might be ejected for this game, but Brooks might not let him play.
Well, we'll see what it looks like for the varsity personnel. There might need to be some adjustments, but up to then, we'll keep on playing the game. Yeah, you missed a big-time hit. Saints move it up ahead. D to D they look. Randall up ahead. Out to Shorter. Shorter moves back ahead. Shorter going through. Drops it out in front. Dubuque on the way. Back door looking and dropped it. Here comes Phillips. Man falling over. He's got to skate, but he'll try to knock it outside of the zone. Goes up ahead. Dubuque moves it up ahead. Skating up ice. Going out Powell. And it's in deep inside the zone. Ava Weed puts it up ahead off of Gunkel. Here we go. Racing in through. He's going to beat everybody else on top of the puck. And behind the net, Gunkel just tried to get a pass. In desperation right there. Up ahead, Saints with the puck still. Out to the left side. In front, behind the net. Nye with the hit in front. Moves it up ahead. You could hear the sound of a clang from the outside over. I don't know where that was from. Back onto the ice. Saints with the puck behind the net. Just waiting, ushering in as he's going to go off the ice and go for a line change. Up ahead, his teammate for the Saints. Wide open man. Up ahead. That's going to be Trash. Trash. Stick knocked off of him. Nye with it, holding it, and now waiting. Unable to get it outside of the zone. Back out the Waddick. Waddick, man right on top of him. Leaves it out the Trash. Trash redirected in front. Underneath. Hooligan, they score! No whistle, and the water bottle falls off the net. And Dubuque, with 13 seconds left to go on the power play, answers again, and they will restore the 2-goal lead. As both riders will go outside of the penalty box. But a frustrating goal, frustrating penalty. Well, Cedar Rapids needs to turn it up a notch, as they might have to go into full desperation mode pretty soon. As Lee's Camp puts it in towards the defenseman. Saints with it. Moves it off the boards. Going in deep. Is big time hit his shot. Looks like Schilling lost his edge too on the way, so that didn't even help at all. Here's another shot. Hit a body and man in front. Cedar Rapids puts it all the way, wrapping around. Up ahead, man falling over behind by the Cedar Rapids bench. Up ahead by the wall. Galushis tries to get on top of it too. And they don't even know. Guys, the puck is gone. They're over there. All three players had no idea what was going on. But I love the physicality, though, and the effort. You love to see it. Noah Baxter up ahead, throws it in deep behind the net. Stick in the way, Gavin Fry. Owen Newland gets knocked over. Up ahead, Saints leave it in front, trying to beat Weed with speed. Here comes Randall driving in, unable to get the shot off. Gets back on his feet, though. Taken away, Cedar Rapids. Defenseman moves it up ahead indirectly. Saints up ahead. Here they come on the way. Out to the right side. Up with it. In front, the pass. Unable to get a shot off, though. Up ahead. Avoiding a check, though, was Newland. No, that was Brogan. Saints off a stick. Past the blue line. Here's Baxter running over into his man. Somebody tried to check Gavin. As it gets sent over past the penalty box. Saints pick it up. Up ahead. Moving through. Here comes Eden. Good stick check. He's on a breakaway. On the way. Forehand shot, and he misses the net. Good pursuit, though, but unfortunately unable to put it away. Back around. Nye. Up ahead. Fanned on the pass. Dubuque right on top of it, but taken back by Lukaska for a moment, and it's a battle for the puck once again as the puck is sent outside of the zone. Waddick goes out in front, picks it up, receives it again, off his stick, looking to pick it up. Riders throw it up all the way the other side, off the boards, and there's a whistle. Dubuque with 29 shots on goals in this game, and Cedar Rapids with 9. The Riders are going to need some more to tie this game back up. Face off, one back towards the boards. Up ahead, throws it in, wrapping around. Up ahead, there's Owen. Weird bounce off the corner. Hits the glass, bouncing puck. Up ahead, Dubuque keeps it inside the zone. Backhands it up and away. Up ahead by the blue line. Sticks it away. Cowan up ahead through the stick of Almquist. And it's going to roll rolling over towards the net. Saints with it behind. Skating, wrapping around. Up ahead, forehand pass off the boards. Picks it up or taken away. Here comes Owen. Owen looking for two, and he looks and shoots over towards the chest. Unfortunately, unable to get a whole lot of mustard off of that shot. Good opportunity, though. One back in front to the point, looking. Here's a shot block. Man fell over in front. Weed threw it and knocked away. Up ahead, the Saints try to skate it outside, and Gavin Fry able to knock it down and put it deep inside the zone once again. Props to him. Up ahead by the blue line. Up ahead. Almost redirected in front, though. Galushis looked like he almost got a stick on that one. In deep, and that's going to be another icing. Cedar Rapids will have an offensive draw. Face off cleanly won by Cedar Rapids. Kellen Leeskamp. Oh, look at that stick. It got thrown and sticked up in the air. It was like a, what's it called? A skyscraper in the middle of the ice, like a bomb going off. Just all of a sudden, 1 second. Wait. And it came crashing down over by the glass. And now the Dubuque with it, skating back in their own zone. Puts it up and away over by the boards. Up ahead, chips it through. Leeskamp almost got ran over, stood out of the way though. Here comes Nye, man right on top of him. Receives a little bit of a shove. Back around, backhanded pass. Picks it up, forehand pass, long one to the man who just got out of the box. Up in front, here comes Big 40 for Dubuque, and he gets it rocked there on the side. Mitchell doesn't know where it is. Nora gives it up in front. That's going to go out. That was Eubanks who just shot inside the zone. Waiting. Here comes Owen in front. Almost steals it. Stick in the way. Up ahead. Goes in front. Kellen Leeskamp puts it in. Right in front to the Dubuque. Saints pick it up. Moves it back down below by the defenseman. Noonan on top of it. Goes back out to Kellen off his stick. Right behind him. He's got to hurry as he puts it right up in front. Somebody's got to get on top of her for Cedar Rapids. His time is winding down. We're only down to 1 minute and 30 seconds left to go. We got to be thinking about pulling it pretty soon. But the problem is we can't get possession, and we can't get it inside of their zone. So as long as that happens, we cannot pull the netminder. Line change for Cedar Rapids. Saints with it. The attack by Cedar Rapids. Now it's probably the time to pull it. Gavin Fry with it. Throws it over ahead, and that's going to leave the zone. Good idea. Unable to execute. Baxter up around. Skating through. Puts it in on net. Sticked away. Keegan Phillips on the ice. Waiting through the glove. Almost got ran right through, almost for a breakaway opportunity. Baxter with it through the zone, fires it over into the glove and snaring it as we stop the clock. Now it's 44.8 seconds. And now we finally pull Max. Cedar Rapids, not a lot of time, but certainly doable. We have Lukaska, Lunin, Gunkel, Weed, and Baxter on the ice. Back in front, Cedar Rapids has possession. Out in front, back behind the net. Battle in front, the battle. They get on top of it and sent outside of the zone by the Dubuque as they just shot it out in front. Carson goes in for Weed. Off the draw, one by the Dubuque this time. Up ahead, two men on top of them. Lunin up ahead in the corner, throws it off of his stick. Saints with it. Newland tried to get on it. Owen kept in by Noah. Noah throws it towards the net. Rebound snared away. Up ahead, right side, tried to throw it towards the net, popping up in the air, and the Saints pick it up. Schilling with the attack. And now Cedar Rapids feeling time is winding down. Lukaska able to get inside the zone, stolen away off the stick. We're going to be offside, and that's going to do it. Cedar Rapids will lose 4-2 in game number 2 of the season. As the Riders, a tough defeat here as the Saints played as the better team tonight, at least. But definitely a way more valiant effort here for tonight's game. Exciting finish, to say the least. Not the way you would want it to go, but a lot to build off of. But anyway, on a more positive note, the varsity game puck drop was supposed to start at 8. Is it going to start at 8? Probably not, but around that ballpark. But up until then, you will hear my voice and you will see game number 2 of the evening for this Wednesday night hockey rivalry game, as I will return shortly with the telecast of game number 2. Till then, we will see you again